the South African Reserve Bank announced policy proposals which will restrict the use of crypto assets for sending funds out of the country, or essentially capital controls. Now, I just wanted to make a video this morning and discuss this, pass my comments, and dive a bit deeper into this topic. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so you guys know that I've got a very positive attitude towards the South African government and how the South African government is actually dealing with cryptocurrency. I made a video on that before and let everyone rest assured that the South African government had a positive outlook towards crypto, and in addition to that, a positive outlook to the economic growth of our country. I'll put a link to the video above so that you can check that video out if you haven't yet watched it. However, their latest announcement where they want to restrict cryptocurrency and restrict the flow of funds out of the country with the use of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency in general, is a little bit concerning. Now, we are going to be meeting, when I say we, I mean industry leaders, people that are in crypto, the main exchanges, and government. We are all going to be meeting in Pretoria tomorrow, which is the 11th of December 2019, to discuss this proposed or this draft proposal and hopefully do the best for our country. Well, I'm going to just play you guys a little snippet so that you can see what others are reporting on this and sort of put it in a little bit more perspective.
The South African Reserve Bank announced plans to implement new rules for crypto to prevent the evasion of capital controls. The new rules are expected in the first quarter of 2020. Crypto demand and search interest are persistently high in South Africa due to tight capital controls and a slowing economy.
Okay, so if we look at that, we can see that South Africans are very interested in cryptocurrency. And what the Reserve Bank, what the authorities, what the regulators have identified, and to a certain degree is correct, is that there are people that are buying Bitcoin, sending it overseas, and thereby getting money or value out of the country. I would like to put forward this proposal and put another spin on it, just so that we can be sure that we are looking at the entire transaction. I would like to suggest that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency cannot be used to evade capital controls and cannot be used to send money out of the country. Because if someone buys Bitcoin and sends the Bitcoin out of the country, they cannot send Bitcoin or cryptocurrency out of the country unless that cryptocurrency had already come into the country. So someone already had to send it in before it could be sent out. And I can assure you that with Eskom's high prices for electricity, those Bitcoins and those cryptocurrencies were certainly not mined in South Africa. So what we are seeing is a massive inflow of value or a massive inflow of funds into South Africa, which stimulates the economy and allows us to get a thriving industry. So we are having investment into South Africa, and yes, certainly because of that inflow of finances or value, certain individuals are then taking that out again. But the point here, and I'm going to keep this short and brief, is before anyone can send any Bitcoin out of the country, it has to first have come into the country. Thereby, we have a credit, an economic credit, because the assets are already here before they are sent out. So unless the government is proposing protection of the existing cryptocurrency, which exchanges are holding, which individuals are holding, it is a moot point. Because if I send R1 million out of the country to buy Bitcoin, they already have a note that I have sent my discretionary allowance for the year out and I've bought Bitcoin. That Bitcoin comes back into the country. I still have the R1 million against my name. If I sell it to someone else and they send it out, it cannot be calculated as a second R1 million that has gone out of the country, because it is still the same R1 million. Be that as it may, in conclusion, I would like to suggest that cryptocurrency and Bitcoin are going to be responsible for a huge transfer of wealth. A transfer of wealth not only for the individual, but for countries that are prepared to embrace this technology. And this transfer of wealth, we are currently seeing an inflow of value into South Africa, which can only stimulate the economy. So as a country, as a whole, we need to capitalize and we need to use this transfer of wealth to take South Africa from a third world country into an industry where we are taking full advantage of this flow of capital and using it to uplift the country. Just food for thought. I hope that the South African government, the regulators, which I have a lot of faith in, a lot of trust, see it this way and don't hamper the outflow, because that will indirectly hamper the inflow and stifle the industry. That's it from me. I'm out.